You're listening to the Intuitive Souls podcast. I am your host, Erica Russo, and this podcast is designed to educate, inspire, and enlighten. Let's wake up together. Hello and welcome to season 2 of the Intuitive Souls podcast. You guys, we're already on season 2. I mean, how crazy is that? And I can tell you that season 2 is going to be 10 times better than season 1. You know, if you don't know me personally, I am the mom of 2 beautiful, blue-eyed, crazy boys, and my little guy is actually entering kindergarten this year. Like, I can't believe how fast the time is flying by, but with that, my schedule is definitely a little bit more open, which means I have a little bit more time to talk to you guys and to dive more into, more interviews and to invest more of my time doing these episodes. So I am really happy to announce that I'm going to be doing more episodes. It's not just going to be, every Friday. It's going to be an every Friday occurrence, as well as probably another podcast, during the week. I'm not sure what day, but you can probably expect 2 episodes a week as opposed to 1 with season 2. So get ready for that. And I am just so super excited. Like, you guys, I'm always so excited to be doing this show. Like, it's probably one of my favorite things to do is to talk the woo to you guys and learn with all my amazing guests that come on. But, I have so many amazing guests lined up for the next couple of weeks, as well as some old favorites. Like, I am, bringing back some of the guests that really had really great feedback. And I'm just so excited. And I'm so excited that the show is growing and that you guys are enjoying it and that you guys are telling your friends. I appreciate every single one of you. I appreciate every single wonderful review and rating on iTunes. And you guys are just awesome. I love all of you. I really do. From my heart to yours, thank you so much. And if you don't have, if you have a spare minute, please feel free to go on over to iTunes and write a review, because it helps me get this podcast out there, and it makes me, it kind of sets me in where it's like, okay, I'm doing the right thing, and it just kind of keeps me motivated. And, I read every single review, so please, if you ever, get a chance, just please head on over to iTunes and write a review, and I will be forever grateful. So in this episode, this is going to be a, kind of a short episode, and I want to just talk to you guys about my summer and what this summer has taught me, right? So summer's tough, when you are, a mompreneur, when you are running a business, but you also have 2 young children, or, however many types of children, summer is pretty tough. It's challenging. It can be really stressful. It can you want to rip your hair out, basically, because your business gets put on the back burner because you need to, spend time with your kids, and you need to keep them occupied and active and, entertained. So I kind of knew this coming in to summer this year, because I knew that I really didn't have a lot planned, as far as childcare was concerned. So I planned a lot of my stuff months in advance, months in advance. All my podcast episodes were batched, months in advance. And, all my blog posts were scheduled months in advance, because I knew I wouldn't even have the time to really, sit and work. I'm actually doing this right now because I'm fortunate enough that my parents took the kids for a couple nights to Rhode Island, to the ocean. And, this whole time it's been so freaking amazing, because I'm actually being able to get caught up in my own work and, work on my courses and all of that. So I'm always eternally grateful for free childcare. I mean, who isn't? But, this summer really has taught me as an entrepreneur and as a mom that you need to schedule. You need to be organized and you need to plan ahead, especially when you know that there's going to be a 2-month gap of, no school, no childcare. And I am really super grateful that I really focused on this months in advance, because if I didn't schedule all my blog posts and the episodes and everything like that, I would be an anxious, stressed out, hot mess, and if there's any other entrepreneurs there, any mompreneurs, I should say, that are building a business and have children at home during the summer, just schedule ahead. Like, I remember it was April, I sat down like the first month of April and I was like, okay, I need to start really planning like blog posts for the summer. I need to start planning ahead. I need to start scheduling episodes now for the 8-week or 9 weeks, however long summer is, the 8-week span of summer, because I'm not going to have time to do it during the summer, and I don't want to sit there stressed out trying to find an hour or 2 hours to do these, when my children are home, because they're nuts. I love them to death, but they are freaking crazy. So, this summer has taught me a lot, and it really has taught me to kind of, not be so overpowered by, wanting to grow your business, wanting to grow your audience, wanting to do all that. That will come with time, okay? And I think the biggest thing for me, the biggest lesson that I have learned this summer is patience. When I tell you I am not a patient person, I am not. Like, you ask anyone, like my mother would tell you how impulsive I was growing up and just how I could not take no for an answer. And I'm still kind of like that, I must say. But, patience for me has not been a strong suit. And I really, this summer, seeing the problems with Instagram, if you aren't equipped to Instagram, change their algorithms again, kind of set stuff up where it's really hard to get your posts out there for the new audiences. That really kind of screwed up a lot of people growing their business, and all of that, just like seeing other entrepreneurs, obtaining the goals that I want to obtain. And I just kind of learned that, like, we're all on different paths. Our businesses are not going to look like someone else's. If you're hiring coaches, your business is not going to look like your coaches. You're not going to obtain the same numbers as your coaches because you are not your coach. You are you. And you need to allow yourself to just have some patience and faith. That was my big lesson this year, I think. Like, this whole year, to be completely honest, not just this summer, was, to strengthen my faith and strengthen my patience. And the whole patience part has been fucking tough. Like, I can't even, it has been really super hard, but like, I've just kind of learned to just release and surrender and just, all you can do is the best you can do, right? And I say this every single day to myself, like, all you can do is the best you can do. You are doing the best you can with the cards you're dealt. And this was a huge lesson for me this summer. And I must say that, like, I don't want to say I aced it, but I feel like I got like a B, like a solid B in that lesson. And, it's not even something, I feel like this is going to be something that I'm going to have to deal with for the rest of my life. So if you are someone like me who is like, patience is not like in my character, it is just not, but I know that I need it. It's not something that you obtain overnight. Patience is something that's going to take a lifetime to obtain, I feel like. So that was definitely something that I learned this summer because I took such a hands-off approach in my business, and I kind of like put it on autopilot, so to speak, where it's like everything was just scheduled ahead of time. And I really just had to like let go and let God. I just was like, okay, I did everything I possibly can. I scheduled all my posts. I released all my podcasts. Like now it's just kind of like, this is what I can do with what's happening right now in my life with the children at home and trying to keep them busy, because my kids right now are 4.5 and 7. And although they're really great ages and I can work with them and I can like reason with them, they are nuts. They are just like, the energy that these little people, these little minions have is really hard to keep up with. And, I didn't want them on their tablet or, their Nintendo Switch all summer long. So I was like, we need to do something every day. We were consecutively going to parks and going to the beach and going to the pond and doing all that. And, that takes time away from me really focusing in on writing blog posts and writing content and creating, Instagram posts and all of that. And, talking to my audience and engaging in relationships and stuff. So that's really what my summer was all about, was just like releasing, doing the best I can, scheduling things in advance and just letting go and letting God. And guess what? I'm still here, and I think that this is a big problem, especially with entrepreneurs, especially when you are just starting your business, because you want everything to be so perfect that we are just so like, we need to be in control of everything. But we have to understand that like, when you're a mom, when you have life, when you have, your muggle stuff, as like I like to say it, when you know that your children are going to be home in the summer, when you know that you're not going to have childcare or help, it's important to look ahead. And it's important to just do your best, whatever you're doing. If you're selling Younique, if you're, a coach, if you're doing this, if you're a graphic designer, whatever it may be, scheduling ahead and just kind of being like, okay, this is it. This is my summer. This is the content that I'm putting out for this summer, where I don't have to worry about it, where it's not in my head. That's the best. It really is, because your business isn't going to fall apart. Try to stay engaged as much as you possibly can, but you need to remember that like, you don't want your summer being stressed out and anxious and overwhelmed because you're not putting out content because your children are home. You know what I mean? Your children don't deserve to see you so stressed out and so anxious and so like uncomfortable with them being at home. So when you can do that and just do it ahead of time, I mean, I was like so fortunate because I really was like the observer of everything. And like this summer, as opposed to last summer, like my mind, my mindset, my mood was so dramatically different. It was so much more positive. I was like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like I did the best I can. I let go, I let God, and that was it. So that was a big thing this summer for me. And, I hope that, I mean, I think we all go through it. You know what I mean? Like we all just want everything to be perfect and we all want to like control our destiny. And it's like, sometimes we just can't. Sometimes we just have to like take a step back. So that was a big thing this summer. And then another big thing that I did was like, I spent so much time outside. And I freaking loved it. I spent so much time grounding, so much time in my garden. I must say I'm really proud of myself because like my gardening like fell off throughout the years. Like it just became too much for me to handle. And, this year I kind of picked it back up and I had tomatoes and zucchinis and my herbs and lavender and everything. And I really spent time in the garden, pruning and weeding and all of that. And what a difference it makes when you really take the time and the effort and the energy to really take care of your garden, take care of Mother Earth, because I got so much more this year, with spending time in it. You know what I mean? Like I was a freaking weirdo on my street that was like singing in my garden. Like no joke, I'm not joking, because first off, your plants love it when you sing to them. I sound like such a freaking kook right now, but I don't care because I really just spent time, like my kids were playing outside and I would just like bring my music out and I would sing and, weed and clean up and all of that. And I just felt such a difference, not only in my energy, but the production of my herbs, the production of my vegetables. So that was pretty cool too. So that's really it, guys. Like, I'm just so excited to be back. Like, you have no idea. I'm just so excited that we're back in action. My kids are in school. I can be here. I can set up more interviews for you guys. And again, I am just like, I just cannot express as much gratitude that you guys are loving this podcast and all the reviews. You guys are freaking awesome. So I'm going to see you guys soon. I'm not sure what the next episode is going to be. I'm just going to let my intuition guide me with that one. But guys, it's been a pleasure, and I will see you soon.